To the officers and crew of the GTD Orestes, our work here is finished. We came here on an intelligence-gathering mission, but are left with more questions than when we started. We traveled here to make contact with Earth, only to find there is no Earth to make contact with. All that is left in this system is death and memories of what used to be. The Shivans were responsible for the death of our world, leaving no survivors. They arrived, destroyed our ships and bombarded Earth, Mars, and every colony in the system. The remnants of the Shivan attack force were encountered and destroyed by our reconnaissance flights. Even after our work here, the hard questions remain. How did the Shivans enter this system? When did the attack occur? Why did our probes send back false information? GTVA Command has not responded to any of our transmissions. Furthermore, we have lost contact with the GTC Duke, who has not returned from Delta Serpentis. I have thus ordered the fleet to move back through the node. All future reconnaissance flights are cancelled, and all fighters are to return to dock. Now is the time to grieve. It is now time to share news of this tragedy with the rest of the lost generation. For the attention of Commander Samuel Bay. Your transfer request to the Orseus has been approved. It will take place upon successful arrival to Delta Serpentis. I must admit to some surprise and relief upon your return to the Orestes after the Shivan ambush. I am sure your mother would have been very proud of you. I know we both have had our differences in the past, but your mother would not have wished this rift between us. Send me a communique when you have the chance.
We've got a situation, pilots. 1 hour ago, the Orestes and her battle group exited from the Sol jump node. Centaur Station and the Sol portal are nowhere to be found. We are also unable to get in contact with GTVA Command. Admiral Bay has ordered a red alert until the current situation has been resolved. We've picked up the GTC Duke on long-range sensors heading towards the Ross 128 jump node. She is not responding to our hails and has not shifted course. This qualifies as desertion under the GTVA Security Convention, and thus the Duke and her captain are considered rogue. We are sending a wing out to apprehend the Duke before she jumps through the node. Bay, you are the most experienced pilot in this squadron. You will be taking Taylor and Corey as Alpha Wing. In case the Duke jumps out before you, you are to follow the Duke through to Ross 128. To this end, the Orestes flight deck has prepared jump-capable fighters for you to fly. Try to keep them intact, will you?
Orestes Control, we have a visual on the Duke. She is 5 kilometers from the Ross 128 jump node. Alpha 1 to the GTC Duke. You are ordered to power down your engines. Do this immediately or we will disable you by force. This will be your only warning.
What the hell was that?
Orestes Control, the Duke has sent a transmission. We are unable to determine the message. Confirm. Over.
Confirmed, Alpha Wing. It looks like encrypted transmission data. Attempting to decrypt it now.
The GTC Duke has not halted its progress to the node. Corey, Taylor, target the Duke's engines. Open fire.
What the? We've got Shivan fighters jumping in. I hear you, boss. This guy is mine.
Alpha Wing, engage evasive maneuvers.
Free fire acknowledged, sir. What the hell are Shivans doing in Delta Serpentis?
You felt that. I hear you, boss. This guy is mine.
Yes, sir.
The Duke has escaped through the jump node.
Acknowledged, pilots. Jumping after her, but be careful. We're sending the Temeraire after you into Cross 128. She'll be supporting your operation there. Orestes control, out.
Personal log, Commander Bay. A lot has happened. None of it seems real. Ever since we went through the portal, everything has just been one big nightmare. A dead Earth, Shivans, the disappearance of Centaur Station and Command, and now the GTC Duke, whose crew seems to have either mutinied or gone plain crazy. What was that message they sent us? As I write this entry, my fighter wing is about to enter Ross 128 to apprehend the Duke. GTVA forces in the area should be able to assist us. But somehow, I don't think there's going to be anyone there when we arrive. We've reached Ross 128, unable to detect any GTVA forces in the area.
I hear you, boss. This guy is mine.
Alpha Wing, hit your burners and target the Duke's engines.
We've got a wing of Shivan fighters. Astaroths. Free fire acknowledged, sir.
We've got a Rakshasa cruiser jumping in too. What the hell is going on?
We need to buy some time until our jump drives recharge. Engage those fighters.
Watch it, boss. The Duke has jumped.
Not bad, sir. You shame me. Damn it. How did they manage to recharge their engines so quickly?
Vectoring the Duke's destination. Looks like it's heading towards the Laramis jump node. Temeraire, how close is it to arriving?
We are in transit through subspace, Alpha Wing. We will be arriving in the area in a few minutes. Continue to follow the Duke, pilot. We'll be right behind you.
Okay, Alpha Wing, subspace engines have recharged. Let's head out.
What the hell? How's the Duke managed to jump out so close to the node?
I'm more concerned at how quickly they've been able to recharge their jump drive. Cruisers are not supposed to have comparable subspace maneuverability to fighters.
Well, if you push your engines hard enough, it's possible. The engineer of the Duke must be a genius to keep it going this long. Still, they can't keep on like this. Their reactor's going to fail if it's placed under much more pressure.
I don't remember there being an Orion Hulk in this system. Hell, I don't remember there being nobody in this system. Where the hell are we?
Alpha-wing, that Orion. It's the Minnow.
Confirmed. Registry matches that of the GTD Minnow. No life signs aboard. She's been wrecked.
I'm starting to think the universe is playing some kind of colossal joke on us.
What the hell are you talking about? This isn't our universe. We're not supposed to be here.
Taylor, Corey, enough. Jump out and follow me. We need to follow the Duke just a little while longer. We'll be back home before you know it.
Alpha Wing, we've reached the Ross 128 system. The Britonia, La Bouchère, and Solus are with us. We're continuing to track your progress. Temeraire out.
Personal log, Commander Bay. The Duke continues to lead us on a wild chase. We followed it from Delta Serpentis to Ross 128, but somehow it outmaneuvered us and escaped into the Laramis system. From there, it continued to evade us to the N362 jump node. N362? Why the hell does it want to go there? Our official orders were to consider the behavior of the commanding officer as criminal and to apprehend the ship as such. Having chased the Duke through 2 systems, I'm starting to believe her crew's intentions are rooted more from insanity than mere insubordination. Sensor readings from my fighter wing revealed power fluctuations within the cruiser systems. If this is the case, then a reactor failure is indeed imminent. Something is not right about all this. Why is Delta Serpentis, Ross 128, and Laramis empty of any GTVA vessels, save for Great War Hulks? Why haven't we had contact with Command? What are Shivans doing in our systems? Taylor quipped about this not being our universe, but now I'm starting to believe her. Taylor? Corey? Where are you?
This is not right. I've emerged 10 light years away from your position, Alpha 1.
Crap, I don't even know where I am.
Damn. Looks like the gravitational pull of the neutron star played havoc with our subspace engines. We're going to have to recalibrate our navigation computers.
Huh? I don't think this fighter is the hardware for that, Alpha 1. We'll just stick tight and wait for the Temeraire. Where's the Duke?
The Duke's right in front of me. Looks like I got lucky with regard to jumping in at the right place. Looks like I timed it right too. The reactor's completely down.
Finally, that's this useless goose chase. What are you going to do, sir?
I'm going to board the Duke, ascertain the status of the crew. It's time for some answers.
Roger, sir. Be careful.
I will, Taylor. I'll keep my sidearm handy, in case I meet any trouble from the crew. Personal log, Commander Bay. The GTC Duke is a haunted ship. No one was there to greet me at the airlock when I broke through to the Duke's corridors. The entire ship was silent. My skin crawled as soon as I left my environment suit, and the hairs stood up at the back of my neck. I felt as though I was being watched as I made my way to the Duke's bridge. The crew were at their stations, but they were in some kind of stupor. Every one of them, including Captain Sassana. They didn't respond to my presence, they just sat there, with their sightless eyes staring. It sent chills down my spine just to look at them. They were alive, but not. As though something had taken away their souls, their essence, their psyche. And the ship seems possessed. I heard voices, ghostly footsteps down the hallways. The strange thing was, I recognized some of those voices. I've heard them before. In my dreams. Those voices were manning the ship in place of the crew. Ancient voices. Something happened to the Duke and her crew in Delta Serpentis. Something that possessed the ship and drove the crew into catatonia. There was nothing else I could do. I returned to my fighter and awaited the arrival of the Temeraire. What the... Unknown fighters, identify yourselves. This is Commander Bay of the 222nd Nightwolves, GTD Orestes. I repeat, this is Commander Bay of the GTD Orestes, GTVA 14th Battlegroup. Identify yourselves immediately. They're not responding. This doesn't look good.
Unknown fighter, your GTVA designation is not known to us, nor do we recognize the designs of your ships.
GTVA, Galactic Terran-Vasudan Alliance, formed in 2358 under the Beta Aquila Convention. We've been the largest power in these systems for decades. How can you not have heard of us?
You are speaking to Captain Iwakura of the Terran sleeper ship Sanctuary. We know of Vasudans, but not your Terran-Vasudan alliance. We were unaware of any Terran presence in this system save our own.
You say you're from a sleeper ship. Where is it?
The Sanctuary's hiding, Commander Bay, and has been for the past 50 years. If you had any sense, you would be hiding too.
Hiding? From what?
Shivans. They are everywhere, and they are looking for us. Already we have lingered for too long. The enemy knows we are here. They are coming. The Shivans have sent their demon to hunt us down.
Captain Iwakura, I request that you and your wingman assist me in protecting the lives aboard the GTC Duke.
Against a demon, Commander? How are the three fighters going to repel its attack?
I've got reinforcements on the way, Captain. We just have to hold them off for a few minutes.
Alright, Commander. Our guns are yours for now. Commander Tell, form up around the GTC Duke.
We've got bombers launching from the Chiton.
This is the Temeraire. All fighters, stand clear of the SD chitin. Targeting the chitin with primary photon beam cannons. Gunnery control. Open fire. This is the GTD Temeraire. Alpha 1, what is your status?
Systems remain functional, Temeraire. The GTC Duke has been apprehended. Her crew will require some medical attention, and the ship will need repairs to her reactor.
Your ships are as beautiful as they are powerful, Commander Bay. Your presence here in the system will give our people hope, such as we have not had for decades.
Unidentified fighters, your transponder codes are inactive. Identify yourselves immediately.
We had them silenced so as not to draw the Shivans to ourselves. Due to your intervention, the danger has passed. Activating IFF codes.
IFF confirmed. Terran fighters, you are requested to dock with our ship for the time being. We wish to ask you some questions.
Acknowledged, Temeraire. Making course for your fighter bay.
Alpha 1, your mission is complete. Dock with us for your debriefing.
What about the rest of my wing?
We will rendezvous with them soon, assuming they have not left their positions.
Welcome to the GTD Temeraire pilot. Rear Admiral Carey has approved your temporary transfer until we re-establish contact with the GTD Orestes. In the meantime, you'll report to me. I'm Captain Christe of the 56th Squadron. Good work in apprehending the GTC Duke. We're in the process of transferring the crew to the GTL Solace for analysis and treatment. Repair crews are fixing most of the damage in her hull, and her reactor will be repaired within the day. Say what you will about the students. At least they know how to build their reactors to last. Don't worry, Commander, your wingmen are safe. We picked them up not too long ago at various points in the system. Apart from some minor damage to their fighters' navigation computers, they were fine. Questioning of pilots Iwakura and Tell is scheduled for 2100 hours tonight. You're ordered to attend and assist with your own report. In the meantime, you're off duty. Dismissed.
Officers, crew, and personnel of the GTD Temeraire. We have established our presence in the N362 system, and surrounding space appears to be clear of hostiles. Our navigation computer has compensated for the gravitational influence from the neutron star. The crew of the GTC Duke has been transferred to the GTL Solace, and a temporary replacement crew for the cruiser has been assigned. Upon questioning of Captain Iwakura and Commander Tell, we have ascertained that there is a significant discrepancy between GTVA historical records and theirs. Our records show that the Lucifer was successfully destroyed in transit between Delta Serpentis and Sol, resulting in the collapse of the node. According to Iwakura and Tell, the mission to destroy the Lucifer failed, which resulted in the destruction of Earth and the annihilation of every colony in Sol. The GTA was unable to organize another assault against the Lucifer, and was subsequently overwhelmed by the Shivan Armada. Captain Iwakura claimed to be from the Terran sleeper ship Sanctuary. The Sanctuary is a modified Orion-class destroyer that was under construction during the Great War. Upon losing contact with Earth in the First Fleet, the GTA began devising an operation to evacuate as many people as possible from contested systems. The Sanctuary was modified to support passengers in hibernation. However, her systems were mostly incomplete and vulnerable to Shivan attack. The remnants of GTA forces attempted a final incursion against Shivan forces, as the Sanctuary made her way from Delta Serpentis to N362, where interference from the neutron star would conceal her from Shivan scouts. The distraction succeeded, and the Sanctuary was able to pass through undetected. She has remained in the system to this day, waiting for the Shivans to leave. As far as her crew is aware, they are the only Terrans left alive in the entire galaxy. With such a discrepancy between our respective historical records, it can only be concluded that we have somehow reached an alternate universe to our own. If this is the case, then we are the first Terrans in history to have achieved interdimensional travel. While speculation on the phenomenon of alternate dimensions exists, actual travel between universes has remained unproven and unrecorded. The most likely time point of entry to this universe would be during our transit from Delta Serpentis to Sol. Engineering reported fluctuations in both the Orestes and the Temerair's meson reactors when entering the portal. But as power integrity was not affected, it was deemed an isolated anomaly. Further studies will have to be undertaken to determine the nature of these fluctuations and how they relate to our current situation. We are also working on a solution regarding the return to our home universe. Contact with the Orestes is intermittent and sparse. Although we have dropped communication buoys throughout Ross 128 and Laramis, the vast distances require significant transit times for our transmissions. We have informed the Orestes of our findings, but it will take some time before we receive an answer. In the meantime, we are establishing a rendezvous with the sleeper ship Sanctuary. Captain Iwakura has informed us that the Sanctuary is based in the nebula surrounding the neutron star N362. The volatility of the nebula makes for an ideal hiding environment, but due to extreme gravitational forces, it is a forbidding and perilous place to navigate. Rear Admiral Carey, GTD Temeraire. Welcome to Quarterdeck, Commander. Although this space is usually reserved for squadron leaders, the importance of this mission necessitates that I brief you directly for your next sortie. Captain Iwakura has specifically requested you to join her in the N362 Nebula, so I have assigned you leadership over Alpha Wing in this mission. You and your wing are to follow Captain Iwakura into the nebula as part of an expeditionary force. We cannot risk sending any of our capital ships in due to the intense gravitational forces within the nebula. The shielding of your fighters should be sufficient to protect your hull from the gravitational pull for a short while. Captain Iwakura will have situational command of this sortie. Keep within visual range of Captain Iwakura's fighter, and maintain your shield integrity at all times. Flight deck has prepared a wing of Aurora fighters. The sensor module on the fighter will give you extended sensor capabilities within the nebula, giving you an advantage should there be any hostile contact. Choose wingmen that you trust, Commander. Your wing is going to be first contact to the Sanctuary, and I expect each one of you to act appropriately as ambassadors of the GTVA.
We're in Temeraire control. The area is highly ionized. Severe gravitational eddies exist in all directions.
Well, I'm glad we managed to all jump into the same place.
Wow. How anyone could stay in a place like this is beyond my understanding.
This has been the home of our people for 50 years, Alpha Wing. We have been given little choice.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been serving the Sanctuary, Captain?
All my life, Alpha One. Commander Tell and I are both children of Great War veterans. We are two of the very few qualified pilots on board the Sanctuary.
How many pilots? 2? 3 squadrons?
We have not your squadron of fighters, Ensign. You've been out here without logistical support for the past 5 decades.
We've had to cannibalize every fighter we had for parts and repairs. Our Apollo logs were used up all within the first 2 years. Now we have a hodgepodge of 5 fighters which no longer resemble their original selves.
Alpha Wing, did you see that? Unknown contact passed by about 20 meters from my position.
Negative, Commander. I didn't see anything.
Me neither.
full of phantom ships, Alpha 1. Some on the Sanctuary have gone mad from their visions. They are the ones we put back into cryogenic sleep until the nightmares subside.
Phantom ships?
I have never seen them myself. Some people claim that they are a result of psychosis. We've had psychologists study the effects of the nebula on the human brain ever since we came here.
Bunch of rumors and hallucinations. We've been scouting the nebula for years and have come across naught but Shivans.
To our rendezvous position. ETA around 1 minute.
Picking up energy signatures up ahead. Captain, the Sanctuary is hailing us.
This is the Sanctuary. To all fighters, recall. We're under attack by a Shivan force. Multiple fighter and bomber wings.
Sanctuary, this is Captain Iwakura. We have reached your position. Scrambling to help. All wings, protect the Sanctuary.
Yes, sir.
Captain, it's good fortune that you have arrived as you did. We're not going to last long against these bombers.
Sir, you shamed me.
Captain Iwakura, are those Terran fighters?
Affirmative. Sanctuary Control. We have finally made contact with a Terran presence outside our own. This is Commander Bay of the GTVA 14th Battlegroup.
Greetings, Sanctuary Control. I come on behalf of the GTVA to establish contact with your forces for our mutual benefit and safety. I ask permission to come aboard and meet with your commanding officer.
Permission granted, Commander. Proceed to dock with the fighter bay, and quickly. More Shivan forces are...
We are honored by your presence, pilots of the GTVA. Welcome to the Sanctuary, the last refuge of our people, and our final hope for survival. We have already heard from Captain Iwakura about your origins and your ships. While the circumstances of our meeting are certainly strange, it is no less welcome for that. We will establish communications with your command ship and initiate preparations for evacuating the nebula. It will not be long before the Shivans arrive in greater force, and we need to be away from the system before this happens. Thanks to your presence, our spark of hope has grown.
This is Temeraire Control. Scans read the area as secure. We are ready to receive you, Admiral. We copy Temeraire Control. The Admiral's shuttle is launching now.
Corey, Taylor, take up escort positions around the Admiral's shuttle.
I don't see the point of this ceremony. Shivans could be back at any moment. Why are we wasting time on this?
I'm on it.
Doesn't the word tradition mean anything to you, Taylor? This is the standard GTVA procedure for initiating diplomatic contact with a new faction. We've always been doing this.
Standard GTVA procedure? There is no GTVA. The GTVA is all the way in some parallel universe that we can't get to.
The GTVA is here too, Taylor. The GTVA exists wherever there is a ship that acts in the service of the Alliance. The GTVA existed in the nebula beyond Gamma Draconis. The GTVA existed in the space beyond the second Knossos. When we came over to this universe, we brought the GTVA over with us. This includes its traditions, its mission, its ideals, and its history. This also includes this ceremony.
Sir, do you really believe that? Lost in some alternate universe, far away from home and family. Ceremonies like this are still important?
I do, Taylor. And I believe that all the ideals we were taught while serving the GTVA are going to get us through all this.
You should feel honored, pilots of the GTVA. Who else would be given an invitation to fly honor guard for an admiral from another universe?
Now that alone would make this a special occasion.
The invitation was the very least the Admiral could do. After all, you defended the sanctuary from a Shivan attack with bravery and skill. I'm surprised she didn't award you an Order of Galatea.
You see, Taylor, this universe isn't so different after all. We share some similarities in the way Command awards its pilots.
Or doesn't, as the case may be.
I believe I'm going to enjoy serving with your GTVA. Is every pilot wing like yours, Commander Bay?
Corey and Taylor are pretty unique, I admit, but I'd trust them to watch my back any time.
Well, as far as leaders go, Commander, you're not all that bad either.
Amazing. Your ships truly are as beautiful as that what Kira has told.
You can thank the Vasudans for that. They've been instrumental in designing our current generation of ships since the Second Shivan Incursion.
Plus, this is only about half the power we brought with us. Wait until you see the Orestes.
The Admiral is on board, Alpha Wing. Dock with the...
Welcome back to the Temeraire, Alpha Wing. From what I've heard from Rear Admiral Carey, she's been rather impressed with the manner by which you conducted yourself in your ambassadorial position. I think you can expect to serve more unofficial first contact sorties in the near future if you keep this up. Everyone on board is excited to hear about our contact with the Sanctuary. First negotiations are underway, so we should be able to get a better understanding of this universe and how things work here. In the meantime, the Admiral's authorized you to either sit in at the negotiations or take a rest, whichever you feel is best. I'm sure we'll hear about the results soon enough anyway.
We have made first contact with the Sanctuary and have begun her integration with our battle group. She has undergone minor repairs with the assistance of the logistics ship Solace, but for the most part has successfully maintained hull and systems integrity. Inspection by the Solace's engineers has revealed the Sanctuary to be fully self-reliant and self-sufficient. Modified dust intakes collect nebula gas, and there's a full fuel processing facility aboard the ship. Moreover, the Sanctuary holds tens of thousands of Great War refugees in cryogenic suspension, waiting for the day that humankind could claim another planet as home. Upon hearing of our origins, Admiral Nishiev has made her intentions clear regarding the future of the ship and her passengers. The Admiral and her crew wish to follow us back to our home universe, where humanity has not been destroyed by the Shivans and where mankind still has a home among the stars. Although we have, at present, no means or understanding of how to return to our universe, I have accepted the request of the Sanctuary's crew to accompany us. From a humanitarian perspective, we cannot condemn these refugees to a life in hiding, waiting for the Shivans to determine their fate. Nor can we deny ourselves the company of what is likely to be the only remaining human presence in these systems. The destruction of the SD Chiton appears to have captured the attention of Shivan forces in Laramis. Shivan activity has intensified within N362, and reconnaissance reports a large number of Shivan warships entering the system from the Laramis jump node. A number of Shivan warships are based at the node, preventing any ship from leaving the system. This presents us with a tactical difficulty. The blockade is of sufficient strength to challenge our warships, and without the help of the Orestes battle group, we cannot guarantee the survival of our ships if we attempt to break through. Communications difficulties prevent us from coordinating an assault with the Orestes. There is also no way to tell if a similar blockade is being set up on the far side of the node, in the Laramis system. This has significantly limited our strategic options, and time is growing short. Fortunately, there exists an alternative exit strategy. Navigation logs were downloaded from the Duke's computer to ascertain the final destination of the possessed cruiser. Reconnaissance at those coordinates revealed a striking find, a Knossos artifact. This is the only knowledge that we have had of a Knossos portal in this system, although it has been theorized that several unstable subspace nodes must exist, due to the intense gravitational forces exerted by the N362 star. The portal appears to have been only recently activated, most likely by a communication from the Duke once it had arrived in the system. The activation of the portal might also account for the increased Shivan activity. Though we have no idea where the portal leads, it presents a more attractive target than running blockades in Shivan-contested systems. I have ordered our ships to make for the portal. To maximize our chances of success, the Temeraire will be making a diversionary attack at the Laramis node, in an effort to draw Shivan forces away from the rest of the battle group. Although the Temeraire was designed for rear-line operations, she is still a formidable offensive platform, and the most powerful warship we have available. Our onboard-mounted torpedo launchers should also give us a tactical advantage over Shivan capital ships, so long as we outrange their main beam cannons. We have yet to regain contact with the GTD Orestes. We have no idea as to the status of the destroyer, and can only assume that we make this journey alone. Should our fortunes turn against us today, keep with you this affirmation. I have been honored to serve with you all, and I have no doubt in my mind that the Temeraire is home to the finest crew in the GTVA. Godspeed.
All right, 56th. We've got our backs up against the wall with nowhere to run. We've been cut off from the Orestes battle group and have been forced into making a run for the Knossos portal. The Shivans are moving into this system like flies onto a corpse, and there's precious little time to prepare. Rear Admiral Carey has ordered the battle group to split into two groups. The first group, composed of the Sanctuary, the Solace, La Bouchère, Duke, and Bretonia, will make a run for the node. You've been assigned to cover their retreat alongside elements from the 61st Squadron. The Temeraire and her fighter wings are to form the second group. They will be assaulting Shivan positions at the Laramis jump node in an attempt to draw as many Shivan forces away from the Knossos portal as possible. Be thankful you don't have to be in that firestorm, pilots. scouting wings report a number of Shivan vessels near the portal. 2 Rakshasa-class cruisers are in the area, with 2 wings of Mara fighters as escorts. The Maras will be your primary targets, but do not spend too long taking them out. Our ships will be entering the system soon after you arrive, and will be making their way to the portal. We need the anti-ship firepower of the Shivan cruisers minimized if our ships are going to survive the gauntlet. Of course, don't expect the rest of the Shivans in the system to sit idly by while we steal the last vestiges of humanity from under their noses. So expect further Shivan forces to arrive. You'll be operating without logistical support pilots. The majority of the Temeraire's resources have been spent preparing for the assault at the Laramis node. Try to save your secondary armament, since you'll have nothing to replace it with over the course of this mission. For this reason also, choose your armament selection carefully. You may consider arming yourselves with trebuchet missiles and Maxim cannon in order to disarm warship beams at least. You'll be up.
Temeraire Control, we're in. I've got a visual on the Knossos portal. 2 cruisers and 2 wings of Maras are in the area.
All fighters, form up on me. Engage targets at my command.
Roger that.
56th, be advised. The Duke will be jumping in momentarily. Neutralize as many targets as you are able before she arrives.
Delta Wing standing by for bomber support. Alpha 1, call us in at your discretion.
All the Maras are down, sir. Now targeting the cruisers.
Roger, boss. Targeting weapons.
has arrived in the area. We're making our way to the portal.
Roger that, sir. Engaging your target.
Temeraire here. We've engaged a Ravana destroyer at the Laramis node. We're taking losses, but we've got the upper hand. So far.
Roger
I hear
that,
you,
sir.
boss.
Engaging your
This
target.
guy is...
Lakshmi Wing is targeting us. Send some fighters to break their attack.
Roger, boss. Targeting weapons. I hear you, boss. This guy is mine.
This is the Duke. Our repairs won't hold up much longer. We need more cover if we're going to make it.
I'm on it.
This is the GTVA, moving towards Knossos portal.
Forces jumping in.
Main-class cruisers jumped in. Designation Razakel. She's targeting the Labusha. One of the cruisers is down. Good work, people.
Delta Wing, now on station, awaiting orders. Braking to attack.
Engaging subspace drive. This is it.
Bretonia has arrived.
Show us how it's done, sir. Braking to attack.
Solace on station.
Nephilim bombers. Watch out for the shockwave warheads.
Shivan forces jumping in. I'm on it.
Never jumping out. See you on the other side.
This is the sanctuary. We were ambushed by a Shivan cruiser. We need some bomber support.
Captain Iwakura here, Commander Bay. The Sanctuary's fighters are at your service.
The Nabros is on an attack vector towards the sanctuary. Take out his beam cannon now.
Roger that. We've got company.
I hear you, boss. This guy is mine.
This is the Temeraire. Shivan warheads have hit us hard. We've got damage to several critical systems. We're heading to the portal. Not all the time we would. We're taking hits here. We need immediate support.
Plutonium leaving.
This is the Temeraire. We've managed to evade the Shivan counterattack, but they're right behind us. It won't be long until they arrive.
More fighters jumping in. Oh god, when will it end?
Barely holding together. All fighters, protect the Temeraire. She must not fall.
Good work. The Nabarus is going down.
Roger that, sir. Engaging your target. Breaking to attack.
Capella has been destroyed.
Got a destroyer coming in. Ravana class.
Oh, hell. This is it. Well dead.
Stay cool, everyone. I repeat, stay cool. We're gonna make it through this, I swear.
Our torpedoes should be able to take out the destroyer, but we need those forward beam cannons taken out.
Picking up a fighter launch from the Able. Be careful, sir.
Roger that, sir. Engaging your target.
hear you, boss. This guy is mine.
The Able has been destroyed. We did it.
That's the second Shivan cruiser neutralized. You make the GTVA proud, pilots. Personal log, Commander Bay. Well, we did it. We got everyone through safely. The Temeraire, her ships, and the Sanctuary are now in the hands of fate and fortune. No one knows what's on the other side of the Knossos portal. All that we know is it's connected to those beings who possessed the Duke and brought her here. And it was here where we found the Sanctuary. Coincidence? Maybe not. Whoever designed this to happen can't be all that bad if they gave us the opportunity to save these refugees from the Shivans. I wonder what has happened to the Orestes and the rest of the battle group. I hope they're okay, wherever they are, and I hope we'll be able to join up with them again before this is all over.